This is my 1966 Series 2 Land Rover, which I've owned since I've had a driving licence. The roll cage hints at its past, but we're going to talk about its future. Welcome to Dirt Cheap. So first things first then, we better have a tour of what we got. So let's do the good and the bad and the ugly, starting in the cab. Good, bad and the ugly. What's ugly in here? The main bulkhead is pretty rotten in several places. We'll take a closer look at that. This driver's door, I don't know if you can see that, but it's gone. The bad, here it is. The big old steering wheel would look out of place on the Black Pearl. We're going to replace that. Not just the steering wheel, I'm thinking about power steering as well. What's good in here? It's got an overdrive. Ask any series man, they want overdrives. They're pretty like hen's teeth now, so definitely keeping that. And I like these. These are seats out of a 205 GTI, and so that means they're going to upset two purist groups. They shouldn't be in a Land Rover, and they should be one of those retro 90 GTIs, but I like them. Let's look under the bonnet. So, good, bad, ugly. Ugly. It's positive earth. Now, you may not have heard of that, but back in the day, positive earth was a thing. It's got a dynamo on it, not an alternator, which means it's also got a voltage regulator over there. We're going to try and turn that into negative earth and an alternator because better. Oil bath. I hate the things. I think they restrict a lot of breathing. I think we could do better than that. Land Rover fitted them because, hey, you might take it across a desert, but I won't. The bad. The distributor is bad. Its point still, it's not. It could do with being electronic ignition, maybe. I know that the bearings in it on the shaft there are probably shot. I couldn't get a reliable dwell angle on it 20 years ago when I had this engine running last. Solid's carburetor. They're okay. I rebuilt this one a couple of times now. I could never get it to run right. I think the thing's probably junk in a way that I don't really care to look at anymore. So we're going to change that. Good. Now the good bits in here, you can't actually see. It's a rebuilt short block. So when I first started out, shortly after I bought this thing, I spent all the other remaining pennies on a short block from Turner Engineering. Now they, back in the day, were the place to go. So it's got that in it, which means it's got quite a tight lot of bores. Hopefully the crank's good. I still haven't turned this over, so I don't know whether that's been a good or a bad thing over the years. The other thing you can't see is the head on this. It's a later 8:1 compression head off of a Series 3, I think. I had that skimmed by, I believe, 50 thou, so it's got a 9:1 compression head. Now, by modern standards, not very much, but it's pretty racy for an old 2 1/4 plotter like this thing. As for the rest of it, I have no idea. I mean, I imagine every rubber item in here needs replacing, and all the metal pipes are probably corroded, so they're not really going to hold any fluid. But we're going to find out together. So what's my intention with this? Well, I want to get back into 4x4 trials, which I used to do. Now, I used to have a lot of fun at that. I was never particularly competitive, but I did have some smiles. Now, while this thing doesn't need to pass an MOT, it does need to pass a few technical inspections, and some of those are around safety and structural soundness of the vehicle. And it doesn't have those things at the moment. The safety is in the roll cage, which is going to have to come off so that I can get to this bulkhead to repair it. Now this roll cage is welded on in 6 places. 4 of them are in the back there, and 2 of them are either side of that bulkhead. And as you can see, it encloses most of the bodywork, so we're going to have to start by cutting it off here. After a few more cuts, we eventually got to this point. Now, and that was definitely free. I'm going to do that to the other side. I won't bore you with that, and then we'll meet around the back and do those 4. Right, around the back here's a completely different kettle of fish. We've got these 2 diagonal stays, and then there's the sort of the main hoops that come down there. There's aluminium plates in place that we've got to drill out the rivet so we can get actually down through the hole and everything. Some of them are pretty flipping awful. So that's what we're going to get on with. Ooh. I'm going to make these holes a bit bigger. And then I can get the 4-inch down in that hole and then slide it across to get them both off flush with the chassis. Right, let me see if I can get you a close up. Oh, good, right there. There you go, that's the cage coming down. I only have to join those two cuts up with the hacksaw. Yeah, we're getting there. Bear with. Yep, that's loose, that's moving. Woohoo! There it is, it's completely free. Right, that's the diagonal stay coming down. Be a little bit careful of the old wiring loom there. But I'm going to try, now we've got a bit of a recipe, to rinse and repeat it. I'm going to cut through here as much as I can with a cutting disc and then follow the rest with a hacksaw. So that's the plan. I'm going to move you out there and you can watch me, well, see if this works. That's what you can watch me do. Yes, thought so. It's starting to jam. That's because that's it there now. Is he trapped? Doesn't matter. I will just undo the blade and extract it. Yes. Hey, so there we are then. This cage is definitely disconnected, but it is too big and heavy for me to lift off in one piece, so I'm going to need to make it lighter. Now there are two ways I could go about doing that. I could change the gravitational pull of the planet, or more simply grind through these welds. There's one here, and of course there's a corresponding one on the other side. Now that'll make the cage into two pieces and hopefully half the weight each. I'll stick you in time-lapse mode while I do that one, and I'll see you in a little bit. Right, I've got it in two pieces. I've cut through there and the other side just to demonstrate that. There we go, that is definitely in two pieces and I can now pick it up. But let's see if we can get this out. Wow, this is pretty momentous, to be fair. Wait 1 second. Okay, balance and act. There we go. There we go. Nearly dropping it. Let me figure out that front. Right, I've had a little bit of a rethink off camera, and it's quite tricky to put it up through there because there's quite a tight fit in that bodywork and an ungainly thing. So I'm going to employ some ratchet straps as winches, see if I can get hold of it here, go up to a roof beam that's just above me, see if I can winch it up and then pivot it out. So there we are then, roll cage is finally off. Next thing to crack on with is all of the bodywork, but I think we'll find that's enough for this episode. If you want to find out all the behind the scenes, then follow us on the socials. There's an Instagram link below in the description. If you like what we're doing here, give it the old thumbs up as well if you could. This button is for you if you want to find out where this mad list leads, and subscribe to this channel, and these videos over here where you can find out how we got to this point. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.